you having, Ross?
I think we're having that, and that in.
So if you took that whole menu and put it in 5 wraps.
It's essentially what we're doing. I'm so excited about this. So this is video 2 of the 24 hours in the fells. Like, subscribe, all the usual things. I've been fasted now, so I've just done a long swim, 2 hours fasted, and muscle glycogen just depleted. Also as well, for the first time in I don't know how long, I was actually below 90 kilos. So I was 89.8, I think. Gonna weigh myself throughout the day, but right now we're about to attack a giant burrito. Paul, how big are we thinking?
I reckon we're going to be like 2.5, 3 pounds.
What? That's like
It's like a big burrito, like a big burrito. The normal one.
How big are the normal ones?
Normal one's going to, we'll get one out for you. It's about so big, about 6 inches.
Right.
Probably like, I don't know, 300 grams, less than half a pound. So we're like going big.
And this is a unique creation of the Fell Shack. This isn't a normal. This is something you created, like just this monster burrito. It's the first of its kind.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. This is going to be a baptism of burritos.
Is this the longest you've ever been without food?
I think it might be. I'm feeling pain. No, it genuinely is. So this is what's been so good about today. That I was saying, I'm so carb adapted, and that's what all of the tests at Liverpool John Moores University really revealed. It's not bad, it's just knowing what your body runs on, and for me, like I said, it's just religiously hitting that 120 grams of carbohydrates every hour on the hour. And one of the things that James Morton was saying actually was, it's not necessarily bad if you're fat adapted or carb adapted, it's just kind of knowing what your body runs on. And I'm just so used to running on carbs that it's been new to my physiology, to my digestive system. My body's kind of going, what is going on? So I think this burrito is probably not going to hit the sides. Doing fries as well, aren't we?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You need to bulk up though.
I need to eat.
We've decided this. Yeah.
Should we tell people what's been going on?
I think we should. Give me the camera. Look.
Hi, John.
Since the last video, I have not been very well. I'll put a photo in the video for all you wonderful people at home. If you're eating udon noodles or spaghetti, I'm so sorry. But I have had a serious intestinal parasite infection, and I've lost probably about, I don't know, half a stone, which is about half my body weight. And I am now also trying to just eat. So I'm very excited about this as well.
But we were talking about this. Usually you'll run at, 64 kilos? When you won the World Obstacle Racing Team Champs, you were 64.
Yeah, probably 64, 65.
And today we weighed you and you're a gentleman.
I was a little surprised. I was 60 kilos. But having watched Ross get on and just sneak under 90, I'll have a look. And 60 flashed up. And we're about the same height. So, yeah, go figure.
So this is it. So this video now is turning up to James Appleton, the rebuild.
Yeah, and people have to remember this too when we talk about like fell running and different things. When Ross comes running, it's like me running with 30 kilos on my back. Like I wouldn't be running. So there's also these like, it's interesting to see these like relative scales at times. But yeah, I'm also here to eat, so I'm delighted. Let's go.
Lovely. So good. I'm so excited.
I don't think you want to video the roll.
Yeah, I think you've got it. I think just wrestle it like an anaconda.
I think we need 2.
Yeah.
We definitely need 2 people for that.
This is nuts.
We're going to see if this is, because last time we were here, the brownie was performance enhancing.
Amen.
So we're going to see if this is a performance enhancing burrito. It could go one or two ways, to be fair. That quantity and volume, there's not going to be an in-between, is what I'm saying.
It's black and white. It's either performance enhancing or life ending.
It's like a snake wrestling a snake. Yeah. It's like a
Yeah, you know all about that.
Oh yeah, every morning. Done.
Presentation. I'm giving it 10. Look at that. It's glorious.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's getting emotional.
Anaconda over here. Anaconda Rito.
I don't know how to attack. I don't know the etiquette to eat a 1 kilo burrito. Is there one, or do you just
go? Yeah, just push it in your face.
Oh,
Like a conveyor belt.
I think I'm at the pulled pork bit. So good. That's so good.
That's what I've come for, yeah.
I don't think I'm going to stay under 90 kilos for very long.
So we've come back, we've had a burrito. I've had a child's portion basically. Ross has had 18 inches of 3 different species of animal, 5 burrito wraps, 16 full lettuces, and some fries, and we're doing a re-weighing.
But do you know what's interesting though? My body now is like, oh, like I feel so like, just like muscle glycogen. I'm ready for sprints now. That's what's interesting as well. We talk about like insulin sensitivity, carb sensitivity as well. Like when some people have carbs, they just kind of want to just sit there and just dribble and just sleep. Whereas I just feel amazing. I can feel carbs coursing through my veins. So with all of that said, the weigh-ins. This is. I'm definitely not going to be.
So what were we? 89.8 before.
Yes.
And we've had a gigantic lunch, and let's see how much Ross has eaten in one meal.
Ooh. Think light thoughts. Think light thoughts. Oh, bang on! So I put on 1 kilo in an hour.
1.2 kilos.
1.2 kilos in an hour.
Yeah.
Which I think, I mean, that goes back to what we said. This is becoming a sub-thread, sub-topic, which I think people can take away, that sometimes people let their body weight impact on their self-esteem, and you'll be like, oh god, I've put on 1 kilo, whereas I've put on 1.2 kilos in an hour. But you know that's body weight, not body composition.
Yeah.
How do I get it to focus?
Oh, it should just do it. It auto did it.
It's done it. It's done it. I'm chief cameraman. I'm chief cameraman because James was making
Ross
a
is
really...
James. James is Ross. Sup, guys?
No, because you were making a really good point.
Yeah, so
because people don't know that you were Cambridge rowing.
A long time ago, I used to coach women's lightweight rowing at Cambridge University for the boat race squad, and I just wanted to jump in because Ross's point is incredibly valid and very healthy. People should never get obsessed about the number that they see on a scale. It is non-representative beyond, like, say, body composition, and things like the time of day, the time of month for women is massively impactful on your weight. It can fluctuate by 2 to 3 kilos. Depending on where women are at in their menstrual cycle. That doesn't get talked about a lot. Maybe it's a taboo thing. People should talk about it. You can have a day when you wake up, and if you're at the start of that cycle, you might weigh 2 kilos more than you would have done the day before or a week later. And definitely time of day, like people are their lightest in the morning when they wake up. By the time they get to 2 o'clock and they've had 2 meals, or in the evening, they've been hydrating all day, they've been eating, that number can look very unmotivating. It can look depressing. But people shouldn't get hung up on it. If you are going to weigh yourself and track weight, try and pick a consistent time so you get like a relative metric. So you're like, it's always first thing in the morning, it's always last thing before I go to bed, anything like that. But definitely always have in the back of your mind, it is not a constant absolute measure of like where you are the whole time. It just reflects where you are in that second, and that is affected by so many things. So from a mental health attitude to dieting, because this is something we are talking about today, or we're talking about weight loss, definitely people should know that what you see on the scale is not a measure that you should look at yourself in any depressing, strict, like, oh my god, I failed today way, because there's so many things that impact that makes it far less relevant than a longer term tracking or focusing on your health and your fitness first anyway.
Yes! This is good. Like I said, I'd never really intended for this to be one of the themes, but I think it's a good theme. I think it makes a good point. So that's putting on 1.2 kilos in an hour. I think we'll probably put on 2 kilos. Well, no, actually, because now we're going to go do some sprints, which is going to be glycolytic. There's talk of a run. We're recruiting Jacob, potentially. Third sexiest man in Keswick. He might make an appearance later.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see how body weight kind of goes up and down. But like I said, whole thing, 24 hours in Fells, the plan is, there is no plan.
Except to eat.
So what we've done now, still sort of trying to make sense of what we're doing training wise. Really, the plan is there is no plan, but we have just chowed down, we just smashed a burrito, so now in theory we are full of muscle glycogen, so therefore now you can do your anaerobic session, which is going to be a series of sprints. Kind of makes sense. You wouldn't do that the other way round, because like I said, the goal of this morning's semi-fasted was fat adaptation. You wouldn't necessarily do that as an anaerobic session, because your body would go, hang on, we're anaerobic and we kind of need muscle glycogen for that, but we're also doing it semi-fasted, so it contradicts, if that makes sense.
You probably just drown.
You probably would just drown, but We've eaten the burrito. I quite like this. I'm representing the fell pack now. Gymshark fell pack, sponsored by both.
Sponsored by, fueled by.
That's what it is. Also, we were talking about this, weren't we, James? I feel I need to probably address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room.
Two of them.
Is probably the strange lap boob.
So this wetsuit is giving Ross the equivalent of the female side boob. We've got the lat boob going on in here.
which I can explain. So this theory, I'm actually going to do a completely separate video on this because it needs an entire video or a series.
On lat boob.
Not on lat boob specifically, but on the wetsuit because basically we've been trialing a few. So a lot of people have noticed. I was like, oh my god, Gymshark wetsuits, and yes, there are Gymshark wetsuits. So these have been custom made. There's a whole story. We've been filming. So these have been in development for 2 years now, I think. Yeah, I want to say 2 years. Trial out, and there's so many things on this that I need to explain. And yeah, that just needs a whole video. But for this specific one, I just thought I would address the lat boob. And the reason we have lat boob is just because it needs to be tight enough here that it's insulating, keeping the heat in, but also as well, I like sleeveless, so basically I still have all of that mobility in the shoulders. So tightness and warmth, mobility equals lat boob. It just stays shallow forever. I mean, I don't think I had to eat 1 kilo of burrito to feel good, but like definitely I've got more gears now. I think towards the end of the semi-fasted session, my body was kind of almost going into like preservation mode a little bit. You know, I was talking about movement efficiency, whereas now we go, oh, okay, we've got some muscle glycogen, right, open up the afterburners. So it feels a lot better now. So just gonna get warm and then just gun it really. I think I'm not getting too prescriptive again because today wasn't really ever planned. So there's people boating and yachting around. I'm literally just gonna sprint in any and every direction. I'm gonna look like a lunatic. And I just wanna spike my heart rate as much as possible. So if you see me just going, bah, 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 that's what I'm doing. This has been a good session. I feel that my lat boobs are full of muscle glycogen and therefore at their most powerful.
There has been a lot of displaced water, shall we say, out of the sides of Ross as he's been sprinting around.
It's true.
It's a bit choppy, a bit windy, but
it's true.
The lake level's dropped by about 2 feet. And that's after he got in.
So this is only, it's been a cheeky 41 minute and 12 second session. So it's not been a long one, but it's felt good. I think I'm going to get a little bit more gassed, sprint back in, and then eat some more. Then we're going to go for a run.
I'm going to do a little foul run. Actually, you can kind of see it from back here. It's one of them up back there.
Oh, that's what we're going to do, Walla?
Yeah, Walla Crag. Oh. It's called the Walla Dash. We've just done a week of the Walla Dash week, trying to get people to... It's like a time trial. From the round, to the top, back to the round, 7K, and we'll do that because it'd be a laugh.
What's the fastest time? Do you have the fastest time?
Well...
you do, don't you?
Well, do you even have to ask? Hey, only ever one person's gone sub 30, and he's called James Appleton.
Right, or we could work on my leg kick, look.
It's like a little kid learning to swim in the pool.
Everybody always gives us a wide berth when we're in the lake. No one really... I can see why.
Same way, people come say hello to me all the time. It's the crazy guy swimming, like trying to beach people.
Right. A few more sprints, eat, and then... What, you do the wallet in 30 minutes? Under 30 minutes?
Yeah, 29:37 is my record. But we're not doing that today. It'll be about an hour.
No deal.